Hello, Divine Ones. This is Ashley H.A. Williams for Fueling the Flame podcast, a division of FD 1111 Ministries, and this is the reading for Feminine Fridays. So if you guys have not caught the channeled message about Notre Dame, the death of the masculine and the rebirth of the feminine energy, I will link that down below for you guys. So let's jump into this reading. These two cards right here, I'm not sure what this deck is called, but the instructions are written in, I think, Korean. But anyways, I just so happened the last minute just to open up this deck, and I shuffled, and these two cards they just opened up like a book. And we have the Time and Libra. And ironically, tonight is the full moon in Libra. We are talking about cycling back around to some type of relationship. In addition to that, let me also point out that the Aries new moon, we had the energies of Cancer, remember the return, and how we as the feminine, as the masculine, we were coming into union with the divine spirit. And this is talking about the unification with the divine spirit, the communion. And I have a sacrament more so, on the blog, as well as I'm going to do another one strictly for Patreon, where I am going to dive into those energies and the angels associated with this unification, with this communion type of energy. The renewal of the logical mindset within ourselves through the feminine energy, the spirit aspect of ourselves. Okay, and we are pairing with the divine spirit. Okay, so the time is now. I'm going to slide that over here. Let me see where the spirit wants me to go. All right, so I have here my Hermetic deck. The first card that came out was the Three of Swords, but it was followed up with the Four of Swords. So let me get my notes real quick and go over what these exactly mean. All right, so we do have a lot of Saturn type of energy, and the angels associated with, I'm going to do first the Three of Swords here. And keep in mind, I know that traditionally the Three of Swords does mean, like, pain and sorrow. And for me, it's the Sacred Heart. And we're talking about the heart of the manifested Christ and unconditional love. And remember, we have been talking about that in Willing Wednesdays for the Twin Flame Starseed Bible study about unconditional love. And the Spirit has had me to set out on divine partnership, to really go into the energies of divine partnership, because a lot of us are coming into divine union May, June, and July, even some in August, and we have to prepare ourselves. We have to prepare our heart. So this is more so the energy that is passing through. So the angels that are associated with this, so this is Saturn in Libra, and the full moon is actually in Libra, so we already talked about that. And this is dealing with the relationships and the activation of the relationship and our understanding of the relationship. So let me say that as well. Let me really dive into this point about us understanding the logical mind. So the ideals that we had before about relationships, about divine partnerships, about union, that is dying. So the masculine, remember, the masculine energy deals with logic, deals with the ego. A lot of us before, we were in our ego energy, we were in our false ideals of ourselves, false identities, all of that stuff that we have been shedding away. And we have allowed to fall to the wayside, that codependent type of energy. That's the reason why we have experienced a lot of heartbreak. I'm getting so excited that we have experienced a lot of heartbreak and sorrow, is because of our ideal, because of our logical mindset about relationships. But with that death of the masculine, death of the ego, death of the false self, that we are shedding that away. We're getting rid of that, and we're moving out of that energy, and we're coming through with the Four of Swords, which is the new mindset of unconditional love, of what true love is. This will bring the harmonic relationship with this Libra, as well as with the Cancer, the Chariot card, as well as with the High Priestess. And we're talking about with the Chariot card right now, it feels like the logical mindset. Remember the vision that I was talking about before, which I will link down below, when the vision of the manifested Christ coming back. And so this is just talking about what does the manifested Christ represent? The alchemicalized process mind, unconditional love, true commitment, all of that stuff. And that's what the Christ represents. Okay, victory. And that was coming through the clouds, and the clouds represented the false judgment, represented foggy judgment, represented like confusion, lack of faith, all of that. And then coming through with the priestess energy, remember, she's grounding the new law. We've been talking about that. She's bringing in the new law. And what is the new law? Her divine masculine, which is the divine masculine, not just the divine masculine, but also the masculine, which is the new understanding, the new mindset. Okay, and I will have a blog post link down below. For those that are listening on the podcast, you can find that link in the description. For those that are watching the video, that link will be down below. Okay, so I'm going to go into real quick into the tower before I get to these angel energies. Okay, the tower card, remember, this has been coming through with the masculine falling, which represents the ego death, but with the awakening of the feminine energy. And so when I say feminine energy, let me go into that. I'm not talking about necessarily how the way a person carries themselves, if they're feminine, if they're masculine. I'm talking about the energies. And so the energies, to clarify, with the masculine, ego, the suppressed 3D mental, the suppressed 3D mentality, dying to the false self, and awakening in the feminine energy, which will be the true inner higher self. Okay, pairing with the divine spirit, being set on the correct path of who they really are, the true identity. And so that's what's coming through. Okay, and when I make reference to the energies, I'm talking about not necessarily about how an individual acts or carries themselves, but the energies within themselves, as well as I will go in and out of talking about just the energies, as well as your divine feminine, your divine partner. So I will go in and out of the explain to some more information here from the divine spirit. So I'm gonna pull some other cards here. I also hear with this Four of Swords, it's like give and take. So we have given part of ourselves, we have sacrificed part of ourselves with this Lord of Sorrow, so that way we are ready to receive. We have allowed the spirit to shed a lot of codependent energy. We allowed the spirit to break us down, if you will, with this Tower card, so that way we can be built up properly. How can we have the life that we say that we want, but without sacrifice, without getting rid of the old? How can we accept the new? So that had to happen. So it's no need to be bitter. We have a card that fell down here, the Fidelity card, and that came through for 1 John 4:19, where we were going into, with the Bible study, the Twin Flame Starseed Bible study, and we're going into the energy of, actually it was called the energetic contract called love, and I will link that down below as well. And with that Fidelity card, the spirit is talking about, we have the lover here, which is represented by the masculine energy. And we felt like we have been cheated out of something, but it's only because, once again, because of our understanding, our suppressed 3D mental, because of what has been taught to us, what has been given to us, what has been handed to us. But, you know, we have a lot of newness coming through. So you see how that just happened. For those that are watching the video, I'm going to pick this up. We have a couple here. I'm going to turn this around. We have the lover, the masculine energy, and then we have the feminine, the desire. So with this feminine energy, the lack of faith with desire. So you have two different types of desire. And I've went over this in one other video before about the two energies of desire. And I will go over this again. So with the lower level of desire, this is predicated upon our senses. What feels good, tastes good, smells good, the whole nine, okay? And therefore that keeps us in the 3D suppressed mental, keeps us in codependent type of energy. But then you have your higher level of desire, which is the desire to fulfill your divine purpose. And as we align with our inner higher self, that we will receive that information, and that higher desire will rain down upon us. And then what I mean by rain down, I mean like our mindset will be in alignment. So it will just come to us, and things will start to lay down before us because we are in alignment. Okay. And so what happens is that becomes a new mindset. You know how I've been talking about. First, with this lover card, the masculine energy, the ego. Okay. Our desires were off. The Three of Swords. But what is happening as we align with our inner higher self, then our desires, our 3D mindset, our 3D experience, the senses, all line up with our higher desire, our divine will. And look what we have laying over here with this couple. So now moving to the couple, we have here the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together in divine union. We had that card. You see how that card was just peeping out right there? Marriage, the divine union, the return. We have couples. All right, we have the couple here with the Chariot card, the High Priestess. We have the couple as well with the Tower. So the Tower, I'm about to tell a story here. So with the Tower, this was our 3D suppressed mental. Once again, this is the couple that are codependent. This is the couple that are not in alignment with their inner higher self. We are, this couple right here had to go through the ego death. They had to allow this Tower moment to happen, because they were operating in the Lord of Sorrow. And the Lord of Sorrow is also talking about, once again, the lower 3D suppressed mental. Okay? And then what happened with this ego death, we have here the Chariot card. And we had the High Priestess, okay? And coming to return, the Christ, if you will, in Revelations, which I talked about. And the new Aries moon reading, okay? And what is coming back is the Christ. Remember, the alchemicalized process mind, the higher mindset, which would be here, the Four of Swords, you know, the freedom, okay, because he's already have ascended, if you will, if you want to use the Christ as a template, okay, he ascended, but now he's coming back to raise the vibration. You know, we talked about that as well too in the Notre Dame channel message. And with the High Priestess, you know, he is also the High Priestess as well. And this is talking about having both of these energies within us. And so therefore, when we come into divine union physically with our partner, regardless if you are of the same sex relationship, and it's not talking about, anyway, I have a video going into that whole thing right there coming next week, okay? But anyways, that with this divine union, we will be truly equally yoked. Remember how we were talking about that in this past Twin Flame Starseed Bible study about being equally yoked. Okay, it's not based off of the physical senses. Okay, that is for Gentiles. That is for the lower mindset or lower vibrational individual that does not know how to decode. All right. So what happens as you continue to align with your inner higher self and these, remember, the higher desires, is that you become equally yoked with, first of all, your divine will, but as well, this equally yoked comes with your divine partner. So some of us may have disagreed about a lot of things. We may not have seen eye to eye or even understand each other when we were talking. It could literally been a language barrier, or it could have just been like, we're speaking English, we're speaking Spanish, but how come you don't understand me? We're speaking the same language, but you don't understand me. It's because of the 3D suppressed mindset and the disalignment between the higher selves. The relationship is already, you were already in union, you were already in divine partnership, and this spiritual union is grounding into the physical. That's the reason why you have these ego deaths, the death of the mindset, the 3D suppressed mental, and the awakening of the alchemicalized process mind. And remember, we have different hierarchies of divine ones, okay? So you have 5 layers, and you have 5 waves, well, a 5-waved wave coming into union. And what I mean by that, I mean 5 different types of twin flames, divine partners that will come into union at one time. And when I say time, let me pull this card up here as well with this time card. What are we talking about time? We're talking about a wave, a cycle. We're not talking about like, okay, it's 12 o'clock on the dot. Where he at? Where's she at? You know, it's not like that. Okay, and so the reason why 5, because 5 is the number of change, the number of divine judgment, which is not based off of human judgment, but it's also the number of body. Okay, you have a left leg, left hand, right hand, and the head, and also the number for ether. Okay, and so that's the reason why it's 5. That's the way how it comes through for me, anyways. So you guys, let me see. I'm gonna pull some runes. Okay, I'm gonna pull some runes. People on the podcast, you may hear a little jingly. Is because of the rune action. All right. Oh, okay. Well, we have a dice that decided to come out too. And we have here the question mark. I think that someone is still hung up on time. They don't understand the concept of time. They're just like when am I going to get my boo? When? And so ironically that the dice landed on the number 6. And so with the lower energies of number 6, we're talking about the ego. So some individuals that are watching this have not completely caved into the ego death. They're still based off of the 3D suppressed experience, circumstance. And what I mean by circumstance and experience, the experience, which you're experiencing, you're looking around you and you're basing your whole life experience, your faith, aka the knowing, off of what is around you. So you're still in the lower level of desire, okay, which is based off of the senses, okay. And so that's for one person. So I'm gonna roll the dice again, and we have 3. And actually the 3, when I took a photo earlier just to let people know on Instagram that I was doing the reading, the 3 came out. And that's the number for the Trinity template, okay? And we have the Trinity template at play, and it's interchangeable with the number 5. Right now, it feels the same way how number 5 feels, and it feels like the ether coming through the Trinity template, okay? And that's where the period, I see a sentence and I see a period at the end, meaning that it's for those that get it, will get it. No need to further explain. Because it's a hierarchy type of thing. Excuse me, like how I was explaining with the hierarchy. And what I mean by that, I explained this in a reading a while ago, Masculine Mondays, the Hermit, in which the spirit was saying about, it was like a mountaintop, and we were talking about Moses going on the mountaintop and being enraptured in the glory of the Most High, of the divine source. And not everybody could handle that glory, meaning aka the alchemical processing, and that's an alchemy type of statement right there. We're talking about the higher level of mindset, okay? Not everybody can handle that type of glory, okay? And so when he came off the mountain, he was glowing, and people couldn't even look upon him. But when we were talking about this mountain, we were talking about the top of the mountain, and specifically sulfur is coming back up again, and that came up in that reading as well. And the sulfur, for me, it feels like the beginning. Salt and sulfur feel like the beginning elements or something like that, because it's purification. That word purification and putrid is coming through, and it's very pungent, meaning that like you can't ignore it. And so this is talking about glory and the stature of a person when they exude a certain type of energy. And so that's the reason why these words are coming out like putrid and pungent, because it's so strong that when you get in the presence of these individuals, and this is, gosh, this energy feels just the same. So this could be a group of individuals that are watching this video or listening to this podcast that has the same type of energy as that comes through every so often. And it's talking about these groups of twin flames. They are of the Moses set, if you will, meaning that they can handle this strong sense of glory. They had like this type of just I can't even put it into words. It's like how I was saying, like pungent. Like pungent is such a strong odor that you can't ignore it. So sort of like sulfur. And salt is a purifier as well as a a preserver. And it's so strong, okay? That's why I use those two words. That's why those words came through. And when these individuals, their aura, their continence is so strong that even before they get to an area, like miles, hundreds of miles away, that they already are healing people. And this could be distance or remote healing or distance healing, what they call Reiki. This could be through the internet. Their presence is so widely and strongly felt that they don't have to even be anywhere near a person, but literally the person can feel their energy. And they travel too, because this type of group of individuals, like they're evangelists, but not in the traditional Christian set type of way. Like they travel around, and before, like for example, it could be some people on the internet, but I see some people that can't get to the internet, and they're sitting on a porch or something, like they're in a remote part of the country or something. Like I see a wheat field, almost like farmers or something. And when these people, when they travel, it's like this big, huge globe around them of glory, of their continents. Their aura is so huge and so widely felt that when they travel, that they heal the land in which they're in. So the soil could have been dry, and they heal these individuals even before they come to touch them. That's this person or these group of people. These are the mountaintop type of people. Another example is in the New Testament when the manifest of Christ, people call him Jesus, and I just say manifest of Christ, but it's the same person, okay? Or the Christos energy, okay, that manifested, all right? And I have to do another video or a podcast blog on that as well. Okay, and so anyways, it's like when he went up to the mountain, he took 3 of the apostles with him. Apostles or disciples, whatever one you want to call them, okay? And it's only because these 3 could handle the glory, his transfiguration, okay? And so not everyone will have that mountaintop. I'm not even saying that I'm one of them. I don't even know, honestly. And so you have like the other disciples, they stayed at the bottom of the mountain. The same thing with Moses, like Aaron, his brother, all those other people stayed at the bottom of the mountain. Okay, but they could see something going on at the top of the mountain. They knew that something was going on. And you have the different hierarchies. So the people at the bottom, or the divine ones that are at the bottom of the mountain, they are closer to the general populace. And then you have the hierarchies that move up, almost like a tiered cake. I've been using that example until you get to the very top. And these individuals have a certain type of ability or energy, frequency with them that they permeate like very fast or something. They could have special type of abilities, like they could even be almost like sci-fi, if you will. But that's the new logic that's coming through, though. Okay, that's the reason why in the media it's becoming more normal to see things of sci-fi. Remember how it was out of the norm to talk about meditation until what happened? The media started to make it more widespread through movies, music, entertainment, and stuff. And now it's just like, oh, we're meditating in schools and stuff. And that's the same thing that's going on with these I was about to say individuals, invisibles, if you will, like with this remote type of energy. They're able to do things remotely. I hear play with the socket, so they could be some, with this lower. Now this is just channel information, just off to the side, okay? Some could be working with their energy, and they realize that they have either some type of spark with them. The spark could just be new ideas, or it could literally be sparks, or they could short circuit things because of their ability with their fingers or the energy. Like, and this may sound very out there, but really you do have some people with this type of magnetism in them, in their blood, that when they touch electronics, eventually they wear out very easily with them. You'd be like, oh, you breaking stuff up, but it's just because of their body, their genetic makeup. It just knocks devices off and stuff. That's one example. Someone could be short-circuiting things. Okay, well, here we go. I'm not sure if this is going to be a collective message or just channeled message information, but we have jealousy, and then we have somebody with some money. So, this individual, we talk about energy, and these this couple right here, and this dude looking in the background. So the dude is just talking about the suppressed 3D mental. Like, this person is operating out of jealousy. They're watching these divine partners, and they're feeling their energy. And they're even seeing them moving closer and closer together. This could be a karmic partner, or somebody. It's some type of karmic. I know that for sure. It doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. And they're looking at their abilities, and they're looking at their relationship. And even with this looking at, it may just be even energetically, because they may not even be in divine partnership physically, but it's some type of energy that they exude that makes a karmic feel uncomfortable. All right, and this sum of money right here is just talking about the energy. Now, some may be getting some bankroll, okay, because remember, for a while in these Feminine Fridays, the Spirit has been talking about for a while. This is like maybe about a month and a half ago or something, where some feminines, we got the marriage card that came back out again, that could be winning the lotto or getting some type of inheritance or something, and that's what's coming through. It's like they about to be on bankroll, okay. Let me see if the Spirit has anything else. Great ability. Great ability. Yeah, okay. So you guys, if you can hit the like button if you're watching, as well as leave a comment, because the more engagement that a video has, the more that YouTube will push this information to more divine ones. And I try to do as much teaching as possible and do what the Spirit tells me to do in these readings, so that is very much appreciated. You can join the Patreon family. We're about to start getting into angel energy. We're about to start getting into symbolism and how to activate different types of energies within ourselves, as well as around in our 3D experience. So we had to start first, with the simple stuff, Yeah, now. And if you want to, you can check out the blog post in conjunction with that. That will be listed down below. And it may be by the time I post this video, or it may be a little bit after. I'm not exactly sure. But whenever I go into the Spirit, something new always comes out. So if you want to check out the blog post, it will definitely be different. It'll be different information than here. Okay, it'll be more extensive, especially with these angel energies. I might do pretty extensive articles on the angel energies. Okay, so let me see, anything else? So until next time, you guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.